Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what will probably be my last round of 32 stream. And we'll soon be moving on to the round of 16 in the Bill Gregg Open 1v1 tournament. It's me, Chrono JJ, back with my broken, well, half broken headset, which still works, for some more games. And the games tonight are between our 7th seed Matreiuss, who plays a lot of Poseidon, and the number 39 seed Nulgath, who plays Oranos, Loki, and also smashed this guy 3-0 in the first round of the tournament. We've got a nice selection of land maps for you guys today. We've got Marsh, Tundra, the new map, Fields of Punishment. I just like that name. Fields of Punishment. We'll see who dishes out the punishment on that map. And then we've got Savannah and Painted Desert. And that little blooper is saying that on my phone is saying that we're live, as Stream Elements tells me that we're live. So Nulgath at 39th seed could have been seated a lot higher. In fact, in my little handwritten paper here with all the seeds, I had Nulgath. What did I have him as? Geez, I don't know. I can't even read my writing. I had him a lot higher than this. But the way we kind of randomized by pools the lower seeded players, kind of. First, hello, Raven Girl. So he ended up with a 39 seed, but he's a lot better than that. I think this will be a pretty decent series that we got tonight. And hello, Gregg. Chip. Good to have you along. Boy, sometimes the names in the Twitch chat. Very fancy, but we should be ready to go. I think I got everything ready. And yep, I think we're ready to go. We'll just jump right in. It's a little bit of a later start compared to the last few nights. But we'll just get right to it. Matreiuss versus Nulgath. Game number 1, Marsh. So I'm thinking of maybe a Loki Poseidon here. We shall see. Yep. Loki versus Poseidon on Marsh. And our Poseidon players down here on the bottom is Matreiuss. It's just Gregg. But you got a lot more than just Gregg. And then our player on the top is Nulgath as the Loki. So Loki, Poseidon on Marsh. Marsh, one of my favorite maps to watch and play on. It's a pretty cool map. Matreiuss going very far forward. The reason for that is he is probably going to anticipate that he'll be on the defensive early. So by going forward, he gets to eat all of his forward hunt, and then once he gets pushed back defensive, he'll still have all of this hunt and all of the hunt pulled in by his lure. Because we'll probably see about 4-minute 30-second advances or so by the players. And as we're talking about hunting forward, we actually have Nulgath is going forward as well. So that is the full bracket. So if you don't want spoiled, Madara, maybe don't look at it. What I will do soon is I'll get my own personal bracket that will have the results for as far as I've streamed, but I haven't done that yet. We'll do that for the round of 16 and forward. Yeah, so Nulgath doing the same thing. He's also a little bit concerned of maybe getting pushed back early, so we have him doing that. And there's an almost dead Villy that I wonder if the old Sark will try to get at. And yeah, that would be within reason. You wanted the spoilers. Okay. Oh, check the relics. There's some. Given our gods here, the relics could do a lot for them. Like we'd be looking for the mithril horseshoes for Poseidon and the boots that kick everything for Nulgath. So what do we got here? Arrows of the Alfar, nothing too great. Misty slightly cheaper. +2 town center population, and then finally +10% cavalry speed right there, the mithril horseshoes. So Matreiuss did scout that, and Nulgath did as well, so I would think there'd be a pretty early fight, potentially. Not really fight, but early race to see who can get that relic first, because getting your Poseidon Hippocon, that relic, is huge. Yo, what's up, Blossom Goose, with the Nidhogg in the chat. Nulgath's actually hunt pack here is kind of small. I think these boar are the ones that have been pulled down into Matreiuss's base, which kind of sucks for him. Oh man! Ooh! Very forward temple. Are we gonna see an Ares rush? That could work. So what the Ares rush is you go up with, well, obviously Ares, but you get yourself Pestilence that can be used to delay any military production early on. I wonder if Matreiuss has this. He does have this scouted. Or not Matreiuss. Nulgath does have this scouted because this Vil here is the spy. So Nulgath has that scouted, which is why I think he deleted his initially partially or slightly built temple and rebuilt it back here. So he knows that this is coming. How did Nulgath 3... It wasn't a great... I didn't play it is Ares too. I would say I didn't play... I mean, I'm not nearly as good as I even was like a year ago. Sometimes I can be. I'm just so inconsistent. But I'd say I didn't play that well, and Nulgath played pretty well. So he played well, I played bad, I lost, and wow, he is not going. So the Eye of Horus gives him +2 pop, but he is not getting that relic first, but he should grab it. What's he doing? He's getting all the... Okay, there. I thought he was going to get that one. Yes, he is going to get that one. So he will win the race, and we have a lot of defensive walls here for Nulgath. I have Matreiuss up at 422. Do have some back hunt here that Nulgath can get on once this hunt runs out. Yeah, he's going to try to probably build this other military building way back here, so that they both don't get hit by the pestilence. Yeah, so there's that. Making more hearse here, and we're gonna see Hippocon and Toxotes from Matreiuss. And as we are talking, here comes the relic. The Cyclops coming out. Hippolyta coming out. And I think maybe if he finds that back, yeah, he can still get both of these in the same pestilence if he scouts it. Okay, so we got our... As far as what this favors, I actually think this is a good strat for the Poseidon. I think this gets the Poseidon in a good position. This Ares rush here. He wants to get, or should be getting, the pestilence out pretty soon. He will probably scout. Oh no, he doesn't quite have it scout. The Cyclops has a ton of... Okay, so he got that, but no, he did not get the Longhouse. So the temple. So there is only one military building producing units. Hippolyta is chopping down the troll. And the would be nice to see the Cyclops get in on the Ulsark here. Cyclops just tanks so much damage though. I mean, just look at him. 650 hit points at 50% armor. But so far, only one Toxotes coming in. And oh, get some garrison. Don't lose your... He lost it. Ooh, Nulgath needs to retreat before he loses. I think he's moved too late. He's going to lose all three of these hearse here. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, they stopped that attack. He could have finished off those two. Oh, don't move him forward. Oh. I wouldn't say Nulgath countered that well. It would have been okay, maybe, if he would save those 3 units, 3 or 4 units. Because I assume he has, yeah, he does have Healing Spring. And now we have the Watchtower up. Probably would have been better for him to get that Watchtower up sooner. And almost... I don't know. Yeah, he did. He had some bad micro there and lost a few too many troops. I probably should have... Because he knew he was gonna get a pestilence on one of his military buildings. Probably should have gone a little bit easy on the hunt and had more wood villagers so that he could get the watchtower up early. He is hunting over here. He's gonna get line of sight of these units coming down. I think Matreiuss does know that those villies are there just by checking. Remember that you can check unit hit points, and we can see that the little hit point bar for this board is gone, which means it's dead. And Matreiuss, it looks like he does know, or did know, and as we unclick the Fog of War, we see that the villies have all run away. And actually, look at how defensive this hunt is. I didn't notice that the tree line went all the way. It's actually... Oh, he needs to wall this off, though. Matreiuss does. Or not Matreiuss, Nulgath does. Like, that is some... He's got line of sight of this. Do we have Hall of Thanes coming up soon? Okay. Kills the Vil, but that is, unfortunately, for Nulgath, the spied Vil. And I would like to know when is Hall of Thanes. Oh, very late Hall of Thanes because of the Watchtower upgrade. And so it's actually very tough to scout or raid without Hall of Thanes Herseer because they aren't fast enough to dodge archer fire. So we can see that they're getting picked off, and really probably should not have come this far forward with non-Hall of Thanes Herseer, because you just don't get any value out of it because of how slow. I mean, he's losing. We'll probably lose all of that. Oof. Yeah, he's gonna end up moving because they're all gonna be stuck. Oh wait, no, this does connect. Yeah, nice walls. He just needs to finish them, but he's gonna lose. You should eventually lose all of those Herseer. We've got Hall of Thanes only at 30s. Try to do a little wall there. But yeah, these guys are lost. So far the tale of this game is actually Nulgath's in preparation for the Ares West was actually decent, mainly because he knew it was coming. But some bad micro lost him a few early units, and then the raid without Hall of Thanes is kind of a mistake. Now we have him getting pushed off of Hunt here. Who is Nulgath? He's a newer player. I don't know if he's played on other names or not, but it seems like he's gotten quite a bit better, like within the last 6 months or so. Because I'd actually never really heard of him before this tournament. I mean, I saw his name on the player list, but I was didn't really know anything about him. Then of course he beats me 3-0, so I don't like the guy. He's a jerk. Does Nulgath not have? He does. Now riddle me this. Why in the world is he eating his pigs when he's got 4 Aurochs? So defensive here. I mean, is losing some more Herseer. But man, just a simple wall, and these are this is the safest hunt in the world. Definitely the safest hunt in the game.
Yo.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yow. Gotta get on that hunt, my man. Even the Herseer agree with me. Nulgath looks like he's trying to age up heroic with what he's got in the bank, and he is not mining any gold, though he could be. Yeah, he crammed all his dwarves on food to try to age up as quick as he could so that he could get a flaming weapons in. He actually could have used this time to wall this off and get a little bit more protected gold. Because actually, the flaming weapons will be pretty solid because Matreiuss going up Ares does not have ceasefire, and why this is not walled. Matreiuss also, I missed that. He is also up heroic with bronze as a kind of an attempt to counter the... Matreiuss also has a town center. He's so far ahead economically, and also just has a much, much larger army. And we've got these units coming in on the gold over here. Nulgath just a little bit too slow to get all of his walls up, and he'll be up pretty soon, 95%. But just so much idle time. I mean, he went at one point, walked all the way up here just to hunt on like one boar before they had to retreat. Then he was trying to hunt from here, retreated, eventually started eating his pigs. While all the time has these 4 Aurochs. There's 1,600 hunt right there. Yeah, Matreiuss is good. He's one of the best players currently. But yeah, what's up, Colby? And it looks like we've got Matreiuss grabbing a 3rd town center, and this game is not going very well for Nugget, as Raven Girl referred to him as. Like, even if he uses flaming weapons here, I mean, it really just does no damage because the faster Hippogons with that relic can just run away super easily, and no problem. And he just resigns without even really ever doing a fight. He just got lost a lot, and just really some peculiar economic decisions with his hunting bills that just slowed him down so far. And I feel like Matreiuss played this really well in the back end, where we really didn't get to see, but I think economically he must have, to be where he is at as far as heroic 2nd town center, grabbing a 3rd larger army, he must have managed his economy really well, and that was a pretty easy victory for Matreiuss there. I'd like to think I would have given him a better fight, but who knows. A nice wall I mean, they saved the towers, but now he's hunting or doing something back here. But yeah, that was not very close at all, which is too bad. So real quick, we will do our brief little intermission here and get our gods lined up. So we had Loki and Poseidon lined up. So Matreiuss, Poseidon, big surprise. Nulgath with the Loki, big surprise. And let us get our win. Where is our win? There we go. Order that up to the top. So Matreiuss with the first win of this best of 5 series to move on to the round of 16. The Sunday cutoff too close to, what do you mean? Nope, that's not it. This one. There we go. Number 2. So Tundra actually will play fairly similarly to this. Not quite as much hunt, but there's still a lot of hunt for it. Oh, well, I mean, people should be able to play in 1 week, and if there's good reasons not to, we can. There's some slight extensions that are allowed, but if you can, most people can play at least a series at some point during the week. Why does everybody play on Sunday when most players play every? I don't know. That is a little bit weird. I think we've actually got a few Saturday games scheduled. I think there might actually be 3 Saturday games scheduled right now. But we've had a few Monday games after the cutoff. Just Rangers and Dalmatas was actually after an win was given out, but that's all right. But we're going to move on to game number 2 on a Tundra, which might, well, I don't know if Matreiuss does Ares Rush again or not. It works so well. Odin and Loki. So Matreiuss has moved to Odin for game number 2. And Nulgath is again Loki. And I find it peculiar that he would switch to Odin on what is a pretty similar map to Marsh, and a map that Matreiuss won like super easily. Like it was not ever in doubt. So I guess my kind of thinking is, why would you switch from what was an easy victory to what potentially might not be as easy? Well, I'll be streaming the whole tournament. Well, as much as I can. I mean, I haven't gotten all of the games as is, and I won't be able to. This will probably be the last round of 32 matchup that I'll do. Okay, Thundercloud Shawl, that doesn't get. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, but I'll try to get either me a solo or me and Boyd duo cast. We'll try to do all of the round of 16 and on from there. So like the round of 16, that's 8 matches. That's pretty reasonable to get them all. Maybe miss one, I'm not sure, or 2. It just depends on the timing. The otherwise the round of 8 and the double elimination, we should be able to get them all in. But why didn't I stream player games? Boyd or Boit? I think it's Boyd. That's what he calls himself in his introduction, so I think that's right. Boyd. But Loki versus Odin. No, I didn't see the post. Odin is a little bit better. I wouldn't say it really is that much different than the old times. I mean, the classical age, there really is no difference between what used to be on the old days and now between Loki and Odin. Basically, the only difference classical age is maybe just slightly better regen, but it's like a couple HP a minute, so it's not like that phenomenal of a change. But Loki v Odin, I mean, again, I don't have the Raven spawn on Temple build. Okay, yeah, no, that's something I didn't think about. But you're right, that is big actually. Just the extra line of sight that you get early on. No, you're right. I wasn't thinking about that. But as far as Loki v Odin and the matchup, I'm not a Norse player by trade, so I would hardly, try to call myself an expert in this matchup. I feel like it's somewhat even. I think old school AOM is maybe saying it's Odin favored. But I'm not sure. I think Odin has, more flexibility than Loki does. So probably over the long run in the course of an entire game, Odin would have the benefit. Because Loki is... oh, you think Loki is still at an advantage? Okay. Early on, I would say Loki has an advantage. But later on, it would turn over to, I feel like, Odin. But that's my opinion. Odin doesn't get Forseti, which can make the counter to mass myth units pretty rough. That relic doesn't do much. But banning True Loke would, whatever. I mean, yeah, he'd deserve it, in my opinion. But whatever. We're on to this tournament where there will be no drama. So Matreiuss is up as Heimdall. You do actually. This is kind of a lost strategy in the Titans is the Heimdall usage in Norse v Norse. It seems like a lot of it is now just Freya and Forseti. But Heimdall actually has a reasonable purpose in Norse wars, because the Iron Jar does help, because of it boosts all of the units around it and tanks a ton of damage. And then, okay, we're going to Ulfsarks. I wonder how many throwing axemen Matreiuss will make, because we have the double temple from Nulgath, so he's obviously going 100%. Odin v Zeus on. Yeah, that was a funny game, wasn't it? You're right. Did I end up winning that, though? I think I might have lost at the end. So we are doing a ton of Ulfsarks here. The problem with throwing axemen is that it's so hard to defend because they're just so slow. Gotta watch out, don't lose that Ulfsark. Right now we're at 4.8 speed to 4.62. Really important to see when the special techs come into play here. So Odin gets the special Lone Wanderer tech, which is a little bit cheaper. And okay. And Hall of Thanes is now just coming in. Did I win that? Oh man, I must be thinking about another one. I think maybe I don't remember. But I wouldn't say that was skill. Anybody can ooh, he's housed. This is like watching my stream. Anybody can blunder into a win once in a while. So he's housed. Matreiuss is coming in for a. Okay, yeah, I remember that was against Eric BR. Yeah. I had no business winning that map. Nice walling here to try to protect the hunt. Is there a gap? There is a gap there. Right now the Ulfsarks are kind of a long way away from doing any damage. And actually this one troll, as long as he kind of backs up next to the town center, there we go, can actually, him in the town center can basically protect all of this. And now we have the Herseer raiding coming forward. We've only got one more deer here, and then we do have a ton of goats because of Great Hunt. And oh, Matreiuss was gonna wall this, but just a little bit too late. I feel like though, if you're gonna go Heimdall, you should probably build aggressively and rush. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Get us surrounded on a Villi. No, won't surround, but they're idle a little bit. Nothing too crazy. These Ulfsarks looking for a raid to go through. Could run through here and come up to the hunt. We'll see if they do that. Does Nulgath? Okay, no. Well, obviously Nulgath has a scout. Does Matreiuss have that scouted? He should. He wouldn't necessarily win this fight. Yeah, with the troll here, this is not a winning fight for Matreiuss, because Ulfsarks just can't deal with myth units at all. And I like this, just the running through the gates just to protect Villies. Kind of an underused technique for kind of mediocre to lower rated gods is, even if you don't wall everything off, just a wall between two forests with a gate just gives you so much protection. You can just run through and then your vills are safe. I mean, still idle, but at least they're not dead. Nulgath does get that. Okay, so now we do have throwing axemans coming. Throwing axemans. Neither close to heroic yet. So far, the double temple is working out pretty well for Nulgath. Now we have Matreiuss is walling off the very front of the map here. Gee, a ton of walls. So far, until he walls the rest of it, it doesn't really do much benefit. He's trying to wall off so that he'll have another hunt pact, I think, to fall back on. We've got upgraded Ulfsarks here. I think this game might kind of come down to who's able to age up quicker. These Herseer in a bit of a bad spot. Okay, they had a out right there. We're looking at, with the upgrades, 5.28 speed to 5.72 speed. And okay, they get away. They'll be able to heal back up. Ooh, Will Nulgath be able to hold the... Oh! Oh. I'm surprised he didn't run all the way back to heal up, because he's got a few Hearse here that are pretty low HP. One troll coming forward. Got throwing axemen right there. Oh, you don't want to get him caught out though. Okay. Oh, the iron jar spawn. If that was gonna be a questionable fight, that spawn really changed that all around. Because the iron jar just tanks so much damage. So not too much loss for Matreiuss there. He's actually able to retreat. Oh, he should not be fighting this though, I feel like. But actually, he's got a little bit of the numbers here. So actually, that was good for Matreiuss. Because there was not a reaction by Nulgath to come down and surround. So Nulgath throwing away a few units here, actually. And throwing away a few more right down here. Just getting some throwing axemen and Hearse here surrounded. And you know, he has a huge army up here. He's losing army down here and is actually gonna have to be idle. The gold mine is gold mine is canceled here, and we've got really kind of so far a bit of a pointless push. Oh boy, Matreiuss can age up, but does he have an armory? Man, look at this over here. I don't know if he has an armory yet. It's Matreiuss, and here come all these Zulsts coming back. So Nulgath will be able to mine here, but he is he'll be aging up a little bit behind these fillies, racing for the gate. Trying to get us round in with these Hearse here. Okay, a little bit of a wall build. Okay, more walls, but that's a fail because they didn't connect it to the wood line, so that didn't quite work. And now he's getting walled in. The Hearse here group are walled in by the Ulsarks. And these units have merrily gone through and now are eating the Aurochs. Is because of this pressure, Nulgath is able to hunt in the very middle of the map. Matreiuss is up Scotty. He'll essentially just save that until he until Nulgath were to use flaming weapons. And all the Ulfsarks in army is left this position, and these villies will have to run. And we'll be able to run and get away. Oh, they should be separated from the slow ox car. Ooh, we're getting pickaxe too. And come up here. So not killing them, but it is a ton of idle time. Kills this guy who is randomly attacking the wall. Nulgath getting the score lead. We do have Frost coming in, but really in this case, I don't think the Frost gives Matreiuss any pushing power. I think it's more so just for defense. And that's a bit of a problem, because I guess if he can like delay long enough for maybe like a Gregg, potentially, but he's only at one town center. Nulgath is up just 50%. I think with all the... Where's his myth units? He needs to get these myth units in up here. Where's the... okay, there's the Frost Giant. Throwing Axeman v Throwing Axeman here. Boy, this game is pretty close. 104 pop to 115. Do we have any armory techs? Heavy infantry here. Needs to get these myth units over there to get in this fight, though. Because there's not a single Hearse here. Here at all. Yeah, Walking Woods would be interesting because your flaming weapons will get countered by Frost anyway. But Heimdall tech. You mean the wall tech? Yeah, he does. Plus 600. Why does it list it twice? Weird. Oh, because it upgrades walls and buildings. What is the only unit where you can make... human unit where you can make upgrades? Is it an intentional one or not? Like, is it a bug or intentional? This little fight here was in a you. Man, some of these Hershey are so low hit points. But they killed each other like the same time. I feel like maybe I'm missing an obvious one, but I think there might be one in the campaign. Ooh, we're gonna have maybe just a double push on each other's gold. Man. Yes, I did figure that out. It's 10% to all buildings, 100%. So that's why it's listed twice, is because it gets to 10% buildings, which is the 60 hit points, and then the 600, which is the walls. So yeah, it does have that. Are the walls going to pay off? I mean, they are super strong with that Heimdall tech. That's an extra 660 hit points, and might even consider, okay, here comes the market. Is he going to do a one town center Gregg? He is. I think these walls will pay off. I mean, as cheap as they are when you've got dwarves, like, they're just, he can't kill them. Because by the time he starts getting close to killing the wall, the throwing axeman can get over here and start tossing at him, and then the Olsarks can just repair. So I think he is getting quite a bit of value out of these walls. Just a tiny raid right there. Did I miss something with an ox cart? And we've got Nulgath is farming at this point. And isn't really close to aging up. A little bit of, I guess he could buy, you know, do the typical Norse buy crap and go from there. Oh man, that raiding cavalry killed the dwarf through the wall. What's okay, we gotta push here because all of the throwing axe or the Hershey are up here. We have also the undermine that will help kill the hill fort even faster. If he aimed it right, it would go onto the barracks too, but I don't know if he aimed it right. But Nulgath is... Oh, only human you... Oh! Jeez, that was pretty obvious. After all, we're watching it. But it's not a human. It's an animal, so it was a trick question. If you can find it. Oh, this is not looking good for Nulgath because we've got... he's up Gregg now, and I will have the instant Gregg. I think Nulgath... I mean, we've got Frost still. And yeah, these walls did come into play. I think they saved quite a bit. And yeah, Nulgath he's got nothing here to counter this. One town center, Ragnarok. So we had the argument at the beginning of the game is who has the advantage. It was a little bit of a debate, and it turns out that one person did mention late game Ragnarok, and that's what we got. Well, not really late game, just the Ragnarok. But yeah, just no pressure was put on at all, which is probably courtesy of all the walls, though I think maybe with a little bit more effective military management could have maybe gotten through the walls a little bit quicker. But Matreiuss did well. Yeah, Heimdall walls are annoying because they take so long to kill, and Matreiuss did some good walling, though probably these walls should not have been able to all come up. I feel like there's a time there where Nulgath's army was superior with the myth units that he had, and just sat back or was out raiding like over here, and these walls were all coming in. But well, that is a quick 2-0 so far for Matreiuss as we come down here and update our little scorecard here. What are we looking at? Oh, we need to get an Odin in. So Odin. So Matreiuss is an Odin. I don't know if I've ever really seen come on, you guys need to line up here. This is bothering me. Whatever. You suck. So even the winds don't want to line up. This is so stupid. So the Poseidon Odin wins against double Loki. Zeus and Loki are the only gods that have unique mythic. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Okay, well, we'll move back on to game number 3 on Fields of Punishment. So we get to see one of the new maps. Hello, Miltilades Pro. And let's look at the post game. See, economically, pretty even as far as vills, resources. Though even with the even vills, we had Matreiuss ahead by quite a bit. Military units. I mean, the Ulfsark spam will be faster, so you kind of have that, that late or middle Gordon Freeman from HL2. What is that? Then here he never really pressed the issue. He being Nulgath, where he had the attack advantage with the myth units, but was never able to actually get an attack off. Hello, Mr. Individual with the name I cannot pronounce. I don't know. I used to have someone that was Shen, I think, that was watching, but I don't know if that's you. Or what was it? Maybe. I'm not sure. But hello, good to have us here. We're going to move into Fields of Punishment, a new map, Poseidon. So Matreiuss back to Poseidon, and we're looking at him right here. Matreiuss Poseidon in the color blue. And Nulgath on the bottom left as our red player. Still Loki. Looking for that first Loki win. Will Matreiuss avenge me? After Nulgath smacked me around 3-0 in the first round, will Matreiuss Half-Life 2? Okay. Will Matreiuss smack Nulgath around 3-0? I'm waiting for the lure to get in. What's so special about this map? I mean, it's I don't know. There's some mad bushes. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's just a new map. It's not really anything, super special. I like the berry bushes when they attack the goats. That really entertains me. Berry bushes only have 25 hit points, so they're kind of about their only purpose is really to kill oracles. But otherwise, they don't do a whole lot. But I like the bushes. It's kind of entertaining. They make me laugh. But what's a little bit different about this map is that there's absolutely no wood in the entire center of this. Well, there's straggler trees, but the wood is kind of positioned around the outside. And so it's a pretty wide open map. You got your 2 lava pools. Yeah, it is something to look at. Is the berry bushes smacking the goats. I love it. Yeah, the hunt there's pretty good hunt. You got boar and elk around everywhere. Yeah, I love the berry bushes. They entertain me. Now we have the lure in here. Going forward on this. I wonder if he's... So will we see another Ares rush? Will we go more kind of the more standard Hermes, he being Matreiuss? Very interested to see. And then we're luring the berry bush all the way into the town center, and there it goes. What kind of relics we got? They've actually, the relics have both spawned right next to Nulgath here. We've got Fetters of Fenrir. Okay, kill animals in one shot. Not a terrible thing on a map with a lot of boar. I guess you can get some use out of it. And then 10% movement speed for villagers. So that one's has a little bit more substance to it. So nice food pack back here for Nulgath. He can go from hunt to berries. Also some berries down here. Oh, and thanks for the host, my ISIS best guy. Sorry I didn't mention that. Saw it and then kind of was talking about the map or whatever I was doing. But thanks for the host. Appreciate it. Seems like you usually kind of host me about this time of night. It's like a standard. Become a habit now. And then here is our last berry bush wandering around. Looks like it's trying to catch up to these goats. So yeah, an Erebus themed map. I like it. Has some nice little kind of decoration too. I mean, we've got, it's just little stuff like that. There's also a few burning bushes right here, and then we've got the tree burning. It doesn't really do anything other than it's there and looking kind of cool. with quests and everything. Yeah. And I haven't played the campaign in like 15 years. Comes the berry bush coming in to smoke that last. Oh, the Billy will. Oh, no. Where's the Billy coming? So, okay, so no Ares push. It is up Hermes. Berry will get taken down by the town center. It'll be the last wild berry bush. And I'm sure we'll see for SETI. We do have Nulgath is building back again here. Probably just slightly worried of the potential Ares push, which we know isn't coming. Isis Best God looks like one of Magyar's old nicks. Oh, did Magyar have a lot of nicks or something? Look at this lava here. I don't know. The lava is cool. I like it. We were talking about volcanoes the other day on the stream. What's the most epic finale we can get? For me, Senseway versus player. I don't know. I'm not okay. So we get this first. You got to be careful with this first here. Easiest best god was one of them. Okay. Don't lose your hearse here. He's kind of running the wrong way and getting caught up by all these vills. So a little bit of pressure. What this does is nice though for Nulgath is that it is putting a lot of idle vills on. Please play the campaign. You'd watch it. And see, I don't even remember it at this point at all. I mean, slightly, but I wouldn't remember it. But I don't have much time, and I mean, I have some time, but right now I much prefer streaming the tournament games here. What would I like to see as far as the I don't know. We'll talk about that later when we don't have quite so much going on in the game. But Matreiuss is pushing this back with his double heroes, and I mean the Centaur I guess doesn't really do a whole lot. But I would be surprised if player's not in the final. I would be surprised if Senseway's in the final because he's playing. Seems like he's getting better and better as he's playing, but he's still pretty sloppy right now compared to what he used to be. And I don't think he's going to be able to get to the finals. But yeah, he was really good back in the day. But we'll see if he still is. Looks like Matreiuss is wondering if there is a wall here. Matreiuss is going to wall it off. Will player go Hades? We'll see. Oh, Matreiuss is pushed off of his forward hunt just with the threat of the raid here. Seems like Matreiuss is he's scouting up here. I don't know what exactly his army's doing. Oh, might get a Hippocon surrounded. Any kills that you can get. There we go. Alright, that's nice little army movement there to continue to surround the hearse here. We getting, I think Hall of Thanes must already be in. Yes, it's in. We'll get the militia popping out of the granary. Try to surround them. Then it'll get some more favor for Nulgath. Also generate a few more as well. Ooh, big fight there. Yeah, Matreiuss. Well, Nulgath really doesn't want to fight. Oh, he's got his units in a box too. So the box formation. You don't actually see this very often, but it is actually, if you're trying to surround a unit out in the open, you can kind of run past it. Now he switched off the box, and the unit will get in the middle of the formation, and then you got him surrounded. And there is a... Well, yeah, if he gets on this half-built wall, it'll clear on the wall pretty quick. And there we go. We'll probably see... So far, this game is going completely different than the first Loki v Poseidon game, and it's going pretty well for Nulgath, where he's pushed Matreiuss into his base. Really peculiar to me that Matreiuss is hunting, or not hunting, is eating his berries when he's got all of this hunt right here. He is grabbing a second town center. Does protect this gold mine pretty well, but still a strong heroic age push could punish this. But yeah, really peculiar peculiar to me that he's not hunting. Only pickaxe. Nothing. And so far the Herseer are keeping the Hippocon all defensive, and Matreiuss is having to stay defensive, rebuilding his wall up there. Herseer just putting in a little bit of damage, and we'll probably be seeing Nulgath upping soon. Yep. Upping soon to get that flaming weapons, most assuredly. Very slender wall of trees here. Look at that. That's just a one line of trees. And we're going to get on this wall now. And we'll see. I wonder how hard Nulgath will push in the Heroic Age. Or if he'll go up with Hell and maybe do like a Mythic Age push. He could almost go up with Tier 2 and do a Flaming Weapons plus Fimble Winner if he kind of goes that route, which might actually do better for him anyway because of how defensive Matreiuss is. If he does a Tier Flaming Weapons push down here, you'd be guaranteed a wolf spawn here and here, which would completely shut down Matreiuss's economy. We got a little bit of a Hippocon raid over here, but the Villies aren't there anymore. Where are the Vills? On the berries. Okay. So double TC. Bragi is up now. Oh, will Matreiuss notice? He does. Okay. Run him back. We got a Battleborn and a Troll that will take care of this, but it is some idle Villy time. So far, Matreiuss just booming away happily. He has a ton of goats that he can eat off of. Does he have husbandry? He does. Okay. A random throwing axeman was over here. What does Matreiuss, or what does Nulgath do? Oh, this is a nice little fight for Nulgath here. You get the Iron Jar spawn that improves all the attack of all these units, and it's like closely packed as they were. This was a really nice fight for Nulgath. That actually Iron Jar spawn was pretty big. I think people underestimate, maybe they don't. It just seems like to me that people underestimate the Iron Jar special effect on the nearby units. It's actually pretty good, especially in close compact fights like that one was. I mean, you're getting up to, I forget the exact amounts, but it gets all the way up to 14.6. So it gives a 5 attack bonus that just slowly goes all the way down. Is it 50%? Okay. I wasn't sure if it had an exact number or not. We got the Dwarves v Troll versus the Hippocon. But yeah, that's a huge bonus for a couple seconds there. Like if you can layer that with just a couple Iron Jars, you can kind of be essentially at a huge increase in attack. People underestimate Heimdall, not the Iron Jar. That may be true. Yeah. Matreiuss actually significantly behind. He might have to use... Yes, it does stack, because it's two different bonuses. And they're not percentage, though. If you're talking about percentage stacking, I'm pretty sure it's all based on the base attack. So I don't think you'll have your... What is it? I forget what is the percent... what the attack goes up for the Herseer with flaming weapons. But it's not like that percentage goes off of that increased attack. Might as well just send these three down to deal with the raid. You got it's a little bit of an annoyance here, but we'll probably, as long as he gets on the heroes here, which this one is almost dead already, and Hippolyta is kind of by herself. We get another Iron Jar spawn too. And the cavalry coming in. This is not some good fights for Matreiuss here. Because the first Hippolyta's dead, and you got Theseus here just killing that. Man, you might might force out the ceasefire without flaming weapons. And yeah, no Toxotes is in pure Hippocon here. Yeah, Toxotes probably are better here or useful when you're in defense like this, but man, just the 4 battle boar, and now comes the second. Here comes the Paladin back out again, but the town center will go down. And the problem is if you're Matreiuss here and you cast ceasefire, then you're gonna have flaming weapons smashing everything. And it looks like Matreiuss is trying to age up. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, and he's trying to clear this up without having to use ceasefire, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Matreiuss is getting this game not going well. We got a Nulgath meanwhile getting a second town center, but this is the main part of the game right here. Still just one Hippo. Oh, okay, we got the other hero here too. Still flooding in the Herseer. One Herseer. Oh, here we go. We do have 2 barracks, or 2 longhouses producing Herseer. Philly's flying over. Okay, so he's not able to age up because of the lack of gold. He's got to put it into all the expensive Hippocon. And Matreiuss is actually really close to holding this without the use of ceasefire, but he's not going to be able to. And that's the GG right there. Like, he actually wasn't, even though it looks bad at the end here, he wasn't actually too far away from holding that without needing to use ceasefire. But I feel like he could have, as someone mentioned in the chat, maybe some Toxotes. Like, Matreiuss was floating a ton of resources there for a little bit at that big push. Probably would have been better for him just to stay classical and be 130 pop, 130 pop, and then just be able to defend courtesy of the bigger army, and then force out the flaming weapons and just ceasefire, and then use that time to age up. So yeah, I feel like Matreiuss really did make some key mistakes there, but again, there are many reasons why he is 1900 and I am not. But because economically he was way ahead, but we can see he was at these big fights was floating 1200, 1300, 1400 resources and 2 towers. Yeah, I mean, you're right, he had the tower. I mean, he had the resources to do what he needed there. Military pop was below, only 19 military pop, but yeah, you're right. That's the thing. That's kind of the benefit of doing the recorded game streams, is that you get the knowledge of everything and be able to say, this is what you should do here, this is what you should do. It seems so easy, but in the moment when you're playing, it's not. Very easy to make mistakes. So we have a win that we can put next to Nulgath's name. And there you have no room. We'll just slide it right there. I'm running out of room in my stupid fancy. Actually, we've got this kind of it's not even like centered very well. Maybe if I center this properly, we can slide the win in. Oh man, yeah, look at this. This is working out great. We'll just move this guy over and it'll be okay. Whatever. This is all jacked up. What do we care? Moving on. Kronos JJ. Moving on to game number 4. Oh, what is game number 4? On what map? Was it going to be Painted Desert? I think. Let's see. Nope, Savannah. And then Painted Desert. So Savannah. Really kind of similar to our maps that we've been playing so far. It just depends how the hunt is, actually. Big base hunt will benefit the Norse here. If we get the high base hunt spawn. because the Poseidon will always have high hunt spawn because of the okay, two because of the lure. Two rhino, not bad. Could be worse, could be better. So 2 rhino for again Loki versus Poseidon on Savannah. Trying to drag the rhino in so the town center can help shoot. Come on. Oh, if he would manually have tasked his town center, he'd be killing this rhino so much faster. Now it's shooting, but a little bit late. Who currently have the best Zeus player? Is the best Zeus. I'd say by far currently. Well, not by far. There's also Pegasus. I forget about him because he's not in the tournament. Pegasus is a pretty good Zeus too. I feel like player's better. Well, very important in this match to look at the secondary hunt and see where it spawns and how big it is. We've got some giraffe here, which will be the secondary spawn. Don't really know how big it is yet. I could hit the fog of war, but that kind of ruins the the mood. I'm not a big. I don't want to have it all explored. I like fog of war on, so it's at least 5. And you do have. There is actually a third hunt spawn too, but not that great in this map. Just some zebra. Well, it's healthy, but oh, it is a big hunt spawn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 giraffe. That's getting towards the top end of the potential there for the giraffe hunt. And here's the giraffe hunt for Nulgath. Actually isn't terribly positioned. Slightly more forward than Matreiuss's, but pretty even and a lot of hunt. That's juicy. But Nulgath should be able to age up with the 2 rhino. And then while he's aging, transition to the giraffe. And what relic we got down here, the scarab pendant rams are a little bit better. It's almost completely pointless in this matchup here. Mista versus player, who would win? Probably Mista. I would say. At their best, Mista would win. Mista was just so good. Just so few mistakes from Mista. But player's really good too, but Mista's better. You think you know. I mean, I've said where it comes from, so before, though maybe you haven't caught it on stream, but it's not exactly see. Oh, this tree line here is actually a bit of an annoyance for these. Yes, bit streak for an hour. Here he comes with his standard uptime. So actually that tree line kind of annoys things a little bit, the transition from here to there, and now that's a long walk. Saving that rhino for when he potentially gets pushed off of hunt. I don't know, I maybe could have just stayed on the rhino, but that's just me. Then we've got the lure was, well, you tell me, where do you think my nickname comes from, huh? Then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Okay, get your wood, over with the rest of the Woodvilles. How come I haven't watched any of Player's games? Player had a bye in the first round, and then the second round he played Hagrid. Spoilers if you don't want to know, but that wasn't a very close series. Player v Hagrid. So, and Boyd streamed it. It'll be on his channel if you want to watch that later on. So we got the Theseus coming forward and annoying it. Don't fall off your hunt though. I mean, you might as well just I mean, oh jeez, the Theseus getting all distracted by this giraffe here. I'm not a big fan of the fighting back with all of your villies, and he should not. Because you might as well just fight with like 2. Oh, he should not be falling off of this. Up with Hermes now, And that was a long walk here for not a lot of hunt. That hurts. Like, that's... In this matchup where Loki needs hunt, that's almost just... That's kind of the game right there. And the reason he upped so slowly is because he transitioned. He should have eaten his rhino first and upped while coming down here. Yes, you are correct. Lock logos. That's my. I think Nulgath should have eaten all of the. He should have eaten the second rhino and aged up off of that because he had such a slow age up. 450. That's too slow. And he would have been more of the standard 420 to 430 if he had eaten this rhino. The reason he didn't is because then that gives him something he can fall back to. Jay's Jungle Jim was a nickname in old GM. I don't know. I think not eating this it was the big problem. Solstair, yes, we do hope that because he beat me. Maybe we hope he. There's two ways you can look at it. This guy beat me, so we should hope that he gets smacks, or we hope that he wins the whole tournament, so I can say I lost to the winner. But given the start of this game, it's pretty rough because he's now out of base hunt. I don't know if it's unwinnable. It's rough. The tree line here is really unfortunate, but I think your best chance is to hey, thanks for this. Hey, you're welcome, Pear Tree. I think you should have done the rhino and aged up your 425 and then transitioned down here, and then you would have been aging up faster, and you could have had one Herseer that would have been getting, you know, your classical age stuff. Would it still have been hard? Yeah, but not as hard as how this turned out. But again, when we're watching the recorded game, it's easy to completely understand the best way to go. How old was that game? I think it was like 2000. There should be a date on it, which I guess might not necessarily be accurate. 2014 maybe? 15? Somewhere around there. Maybe 2015 for that. I had some decent games in that. I actually should have won. I remember that series. I should have won a Marsh game in there, but I really scuffed up my god power usage. And yeah, he's being forced to eat goats while Matreiuss is still infinitely hunting on these giraffe here, and then he also has his base hunt courtesy of the lure. And this probably isn't actually a great fight for Matreiuss right now. Really shouldn't have been that far forward with this small pack of units. And okay, turning to fight again. Hang on, gotta save. You don't want to hurt. You don't want to lose your almost dead Herseer, I mean. Oh, keep running. Oh, he stopped. Oh, and this one's getting lost in the woods. Okay, keep going, keep going. Troll is down. He's just so far out popped, though, is just what's really hard. Because of getting pushed off of hunt like that. Also not sure why he went to the goats first before the chickens. He didn't save himself a little bit of food. And we've got quite the massive wall by Matreiuss over there because of all the hunt that's down here. I guess there's that hunt, maybe not, I don't know. It's a lot of walling for just to be careful. But we saw that on the Tundra game, the walls pretty much kind of sold it for, look at this random iron jar. Yeah, we got medium Hippocon, the 165 hit points. What does medium give? This is not the first game, this is the fourth game. +1 attack, +15 line of sight. Wall the hunt, you mean? I don't know if he would have had time. Why wouldn't you? Oh, you mean Matreiuss, why not Wall? Yeah, walls are really cheap. And oh, Hippolyta's gonna get herself surrounded. Oh, get around her. Oh, come on. Trying to. This round didn't quite go quite as well as it could have. Hello, Nico. Man, the YouTubes are. Oh man, look at all of this. Idle units galore. Look how far. I mean, this. Nulgath will probably find himself gold blocked. Oh, so he, ooh, nice little raid here. He actually did go all the way this far forward for this hunt. Well, I'm a little bit critical of the walls because in this case, they don't really protect a whole lot. I guess they will eventually protect the, I'm kind of surprised he went to this hunt, actually. Because when it's this long and this, it's hard to keep all of it up because eventually you could just have a few Herseer come in and just bang through one wall before your army can get there, and then the whole wall is kind of rendered obsolete. But I guess he is gonna be mining gold from down here, so. And yeah, walls are pretty cheap. I mean, you wish I were playing against Matreiuss. Well, I didn't play it good enough, so if wishes were real, I'd be winning this tournament. But I'm not. And Dionysius already for Matreiuss. And I don't think Nulgath is very close to it. He's also been heavily... He's actually been... I checked his pop like a while ago, and he had the same amount of houses or population space a while ago. And these Herseer wandering around down here, and... just calls it as the GG just like that. I mean, he was just so far behind when you get pushed off of this much hunt and your opponent gets all of the giraffe. Situations like this, Loki can't really survive off of that. It was rough. I feel like there's things that Nulgath could have done just a little bit better. We already talked about it, but given the situation, just a little bit rough. If this like the giraffe spawn is like up here, it's quite a bit better. And that's the one downside of the RNG of maps. But you know, that's also part of the reason why people still play AOM and liked it, is because of the random map factor. But just, you know, just the tree line was made it a little bit rough here. The extra time to get to the giraffe and all that crap. But such is life. Sometimes you gotta deal with it. People nowadays complain about the maps. Should go back to the original maps. Holy cow, some of those were quite the adventure. Would Fimbulwinter do much against a bronze Greek army? It would do, yeah. It would do pretty well. But you have to be in about an even setting, and Nulgath was. I mean, Nulgath wasn't even close to aging up. Am I casting another match? What time? Not tonight. I might play a game or two. Perhaps these are really quick games. They were all like 10 to 15 minute games. But that is the end of the series. So Matreiuss does advance, and the guy that beat me, that evil Nulgath, does lose 3-1 to Matreiuss. And the games that he lost really weren't that close. And the game he won wasn't. It was somewhat close, but yeah, kind of some one-sided matchups here. And Boots of, look at this relic here. Boots would kick everything. I don't think it would have saved the day, but this relic, your Herseer relic right here. Player had his, yes, he did. He played against Agrid. That should be showing up on Boyd's channel at some point. He's a little bit behind uploads. He's got a ton of games to upload. uploads slower than I do. We'll look at the or not the recorded game. Look at the post game here. Just so far behind economically, and it's just the food. You just see how much idle time there was in the food. Idle, 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 and then more idle, and you just can't survive as Herseer. Or not Herseer, as Loki, making 80 food Herseer with that poor of food production. You just can't. And Hippocon do pretty well with that. Well, yeah, no rush or at least raid, but he just wasn't ever able to get going because of when he got pushed off of his hunt here. And I feel like, yeah, stay on the Rhino, advance normal, then come up here, and I think there's a better chance of staying on the hunt. But whatever, you could talk about it a long time. And you never know. What that is the series. We will update our little scorecard here. The only variation was an Odin in this matchup, and we have Matreiuss winning 3-1. Advancing to the round of the 16. There is a guy hosting the campaign with 900. Yeah, I think he's. Noticed him. Pretty popular streamer apparently. Well, these are some not so good players, so I'll play against them. Yeah, we'll play maybe one team game. Dr. Phil gives AOM advice. Yes, on the nights that when Dr. Phil's in between kill the Rhino or start the Wino. When Dr. Phil's in between taping seasons, he does a lot of AOM. Why do I have a text at 9:40? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Can start, just need 1 minute. Okay. Alright, well these guys aren't exactly that great that I'm in this game, so we can kind of play kind of relaxed here. So, I'm going to see players Zeus versus Green Seas Hades. Is player a part of it? Yes, TSM player is our #1 seed in the tournament. TSM is a famous game clan, but that's not... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. TSM player, that's different. That is Tsunami something or other. Just the same acronym. Yeah, TSM is in League of Legends. I didn't know if this guy was actually in TSM or not. I don't... it's kind of easy. I remember, back in the olden days, people used to do that all the time. But yeah, so the one guy in chat did mention that my nickname is from Chrono Trigger, which it is. The J's are from my first name. Oh, we need to get my APM counter. So back in the olden days when I was playing Age of Empires 2 on the Zone, it was originally... I was going to do Chrono, but of course it was already taken, so it was Chrono J. And Chrono J was a noob back in the day and lost a lot, and Chrono J's rating went way down, like down in the 1400s, and I was not impressed with that, so I'm like, you know what? Why not just make a new nick? I'll be at 1600 again. So I made J Chrono J, which did not fare quite so well either. And then I moved the J to the back, and it became Chrono JJ, and Chrono JJ was good enough by that time to stay around 1600, so there was no need for a third J to appear anywhere in the name. And that is how it became a Chrono JJ. What god do you guys want for me? So yeah, the J's are directly proportional to my skill, or lack thereof, back in 2001? 2002? Hades, okay, we'll do some Hades for you. You know what I should do? Something I keep forgetting to do. Get these grandpa stories. Well, we had somebody new that didn't know. Why is this dude kicking everybody out? What a clown. What I should do sometime is change up the display settings and make it so like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players are the different colors. Because there's kind of some cool colors back in like player 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like there's some really weird colors. Orange, there's black. I think there's like a bright green or something. Um, so maybe I should do that sometime. Get them transition because you can do that. I mean, it doesn't, and it's not because it's all it is interface stuff. But you'd be able to change that and not actually have it affect the game at all. Do I have this? Do I have the overlay on right? Okay, I do. That's sitting at 5 APM. All right, well let's play. We need. Why is this dude observing? We only got 5 people. We got 6 people. This clown is observing. What is this nonsense? So Hades, what do you want to see as the Hades here? Probably just one game. I would. Yeah, we'll only have time for one game. There was a time where I was staying up too late playing AOM, and I just was tired all the time, which I'm still kind of tired half the time now. Me and Lion spam is Hades. Why not? Now, I'm not the greatest at math, but I'm seeing 5 people ready to play. Shade Rush. Do you ever do fun matchups like me versus 2 noobs? No, because I'm a noob. Somebody needs to play here. Shade Rush. Now, how in the world can I Shade Rush? What the heck? Let's play. How can you not want to play? You're getting me in a game with me. I'm basically like a. These guys are clowns. Well, the only way you can Shade Rush is if you send your scout in and die, and you happen to get a shade that spawns. But then you get one. Or you could cheat and try to do the shade hack. This may have been one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. No, I've seen a lot of dumb things, but that was pretty dumb. Don't have much to say about it. Whoa, Militelades from the stream. Look at him. He's in here, ready to show us. They fear 3v2. Yeah. This guy doesn't even understand that he was an observer. Why isn't the shade considered a myth unit? That's just, I don't know, that's just the way it is. Probably because if they were a myth unit, they'd be really useless. So that's probably why. We do have 6 people now. We can play. Yeah, the shade is one of those units that's a nothing. It's just there. Nothing gets bonuses against it. It's just a shade. No bonuses, and it doesn't get bonuses versus anything. It's like the most blah unit in the game. There was at one point in the development, the Shade was going to have a special attack um, because it's in there in the files, but it was never used. And I don't even know what the special attack was because it was one that was never used. I forget what it's tagged as. I can look at it, look it up real quick. It has the special attack put into the data file, but it never did anything with it. But it's something like where is it? Dive bomb is what it's called. Is its special attack, but it like doesn't. There's nothing with it, so I'm not really sure what it was going to do or what its plan was, but they apparently never did anything with it. Is that what it is? Okay, nah, you just okay. I'm an idiot. The what I'm looking at is the campaign one. Okay, I'm so stupid. I am looking at the campaign one. The Shade has that special attack. Never mind. So it does exist. See, this is why I should be playing the campaign. I would know these things. That's what the code is for. Yes, you are right. So, I see you guys, all you guys that have played the campaign recently and remember it. Uh huh. We need one more person in this game. World. She continues at this rate, we won't even get a game in. Oh, you only wrote recently played. Okay. Yo, what's up, Zebji? Long time no siege, my man. We're sitting here with six players, but apparently this guy wants to observe. Will I name my next child Arcantos? No, I don't know if we'll have another child though. We might be done with two. Oh, Zepchit, you tuned in right at a great time where nothing is happening. This guy wants to play a 1v1. Starting to get late too. You're right, Purge Trooper. We went through that. Yeah, the one bad thing of this on-screen chat display is that it is a little bit delayed. But I mean, I'm just going to bed. It's 11 o'clock. You've been, yeah, I assume you have been. That's kind of how it always is. Yes, this latest tournament should be pretty awesome. It's been going great. What? Why not? You only live once. We'll play one game. One we won. It's a chat. I'm an idiot. Where's quick search when you need it? I've got another. Actually, I'm glad you remind me, Zebchi. I do have another one of those previews to go through. It's for the round of 16, so I'll actually be uploading that next. It'll be a normally all my stuff gets uploaded automatically when I stream, but I didn't do it for that for the round of 16 yet, so I'll do that. But yeah, it's gone pretty well, and I think this Chris pretending he's super high on drugs. Everybody's high on the internet. Yeah, I think the round previews, they went. I wasn't, going into it, wasn't sure how it would go, but I think the fact that the way the maps are, and that we're announcing the maps with the rounds, I think that helps kind of make it interesting, because the maps are just the map sets are pretty big for the matchups. Yes, I'll upload. I'm glad you reminded me, because I forgot that didn't upload, because I was waiting to finish up with my round of 32s, and I think I'm done with. I don't think I'll do any more round of 32s, because we'll have the round of 16s being played this week, and I won't be able to stream again until probably Monday. Okay, we're gonna get a game, so we'll get one game in. I'll go to bed at 11:30, and then we'll be good. Yeah, I like the new maps too. I like all new maps, even if they suck. I like them because they're just new. Great way to have variety. Yeah, you are. That's something you also mentioned. Another fellow mentioned about how it's kind of impressive that this game has lasted as long as it has. It is. I mean, it's if extended edition would have been better and not had such an awful launch, and the first like 3 years of its life weren't so bad, it would be better than what it is. But yeah, it is, like, for me, especially Age of Empires 2, what it has been able to maintain in its lifetime. And now we do have the definitive edition, which will help as well, I would think. Though there's been some issues with that launch too, but I think they're kind of sorting it out, it sounds like. But it is impressive with AoE 2. And even Age of Empires 3 still has a pretty good community. They've got some nice tournaments there. Their ESO community is their website. Real nice website. I used to hang out there back when I played AoE 3. Yeah, I got the finals to cast for the True Loki tourney. I'll get to that at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't play very well against Swiss Boy, but he played great, so. Okay, what am I, Hades? Hades on Ghost Lake. We wanted to see the lion spam, right? Where's my hunt? Where's my hunt? Yeah, he played well too. He played well, but the bad thing about that matchup, me versus I found my hunt, is how close so many of the games were, and I lost them all. And that was the bad part of it. Is like there were 3 games for sure in that series that I was close to winning, and he won every single close game. So good for him. He played well. I did not quite play well enough. I need some more hunt. I wonder if I got my boar back here.
Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσεχε. Λέγε.
Oh, who am I up? I'm against blue.
Βούλομαι. Πάνω.
Okay.
Βούλομαι. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Ορθώς. Βούλομαι. Πάνω. Έτοιμη.
I have high expectations with my fan base. I like tournaments.
Πρόσεχε.
They're fun. I've always loved playing in tournaments. Of course, I used to be quite a bit better when I would do better. What was she doing just staring at that granary wall?
Πρόσταγμα. Πάνω. Ορθώς. Βούλομαι. Πάνω. Ορθώς. Πρόσεχε.
The one downside now is obviously a lot of my free time I spend
Ορθώς. Ορθώς. Πάνω.
streaming or casting.
Πάνω. Πάνω. Έτοιμος.
Oh, here's some more.
Ορθώς.
Which kind of cuts into kind of my
Πρόσταγμα.
playing skill. But on top of that, another thing that's kind of hard is
Βούλομαι.
when I generally play, I'm playing pretty casually, like now. And you know, after a while, that kind of becomes kind of habitual, and it's hard to kind of turn the casualness off and then become a. I got my house. Thank you for spamming it, though. And it's hard to turn off kind of the casual
Βούλομαι.
playing and then turn it on to better playing. And actually, it's kind of nice that I got these polar bears here. But I'm not using that as an excuse. I don't want it to sound like that at all. Because Swiss played very well. Just wish they wouldn't fight tonight. Yeah, he's famous from another game, that's why. I guess he's a League of Legends player or something.
Πρόσταγμα.
How far did I go in a tourney? Well, in the True Look one, which I guess was just intermediates,
Πρόσταγμα.
I got third in that one. But really, since I came back to AOM, AOT, or whatever, like 2012 or so, I really haven't gotten too far in any real tournaments. How do you stop non-pro? You check their IPs and make sure that and do checks through the administrative side of the Voobly and make sure they aren't. But I got pretty far in some of the tournaments back in like the olden days. But I would just never quite win against the other top like tier players, which was always frustrating. The mods, yes, I use it too. I don't think I have it on now. I can link it to you if you want it. Oh, what in the world I got going on down here? Alright. What form does helping in a tournament? How can people contribute? They can, I guess, I have a PayPal. I mean, you don't, we've got a good enough prize pool for the current one. We don't really need more for it. I mean, in the future events, I mean, if there is a desire to, I don't need the Sentinels yet. I do need a house, though. I hope he doesn't find this. Hold on. The donator for the current tournament, he was the one who, he just sent it to me by PayPal. And no, it's not time shifted after, it's not pestilenced after he time shifted. Where did these units go? Like, he attacked my tower and then he just stopped. It tells me he's taking a town center. Hello, Sagi Too Cool. Who's the best opponent I've had in my career? I mean, I've played a lot. I mean, I played like all the old experts. Yeah, he's taking a town center, so I will take one. Yeah, if you're interested in the future, yeah, feel free to hit me up. After this tournament, we'll definitely have to take a break because it is a decent amount of work. Okay, maybe he's not taking a town center, he's just attacking incredibly poorly. Why do I have all of this on gold? Who's the best opponent? But like I played all the old experts, Intel GP, Hope, Skipper, all the old level experts, which I mean obviously aren't as good when you look at like nowadays. So look, I got more hunt back here. But it's been a while since like I've been at a level where I could really compete with other top players, like a few years, like maybe 2004, 2005, I could kind of... Oh wait, I do have that still active. The little user interface you were talking about. But I don't think I'll ever be at that. Yeah, Josie Wales, all the old names. Zebchi knows them. GX Iron I didn't play because I don't think he ever went to Titans. I need my Chiron to come out. I don't know what this blue guy's doing. Oh, I'm supposed to do alliance spam, aren't I? Oh, you can get through here? What in the world? That was the Zeus v Set game on Meta, is that what you're talking about? That probably was like my best game that I can like ever remember. I had some other good ones back in the olden days, good comebacks and stuff. Even some... Oh man. Yeah, I started playing AOT right before... I played AOM like 4 months before AOT came out. So I transitioned from Age of Empires 2 to AOT because I got a router, or well, my family got a router that made the zone not work anymore. So I was kind of, if that wouldn't have happened, I would have stayed and played Age of Empires 2 because I really enjoyed it. Okay, you wanted me in lion spam. Oh, we will. Oh, I win this fight heavy. Oh wow. Yeah, look at him toss him. Yes. I just love how it knocks trees down too. That's so cool. Okay, well he like killed like no units of mine in that fight. Why is he going to this gold mine? Did I ever check these relics? Yeah, we, there's one thing, you know what, how would I go to the other gold mine? That's one thing that the donor did want. He kind of wanted to get, get some me and Boy duo commentating in, so that's kind of why we started doing it. which is different. It's cool. It's also nice to kind of be solo too as well. Is there any way to aim the Colossus toss? Not as far as I know. I think it is completely random. Oh, nope, sorry. You wanted to be in Lions. Set power, yes. I do remember. That's what really made me want to win. Is when he put that in the chat in that game. It said set power. I'm like, I'm about to show this guy some JJ power. What's this guy doing? I'll be fine is not fine. What am I doing? Yeah, Boyd, I'm more of, we have some different styles. I'm more of, because Boyd is more for his, the YouTube channel, which I do that some, but I'm more of the live interaction kind of a thing. I need a forward temple, don't I? So there is a slight difference in the in that kind of casting. So yeah, there's definitely a transition from going solo to like a duo stream. Okay, you know, this actually doesn't work too bad. Oh. Are we losing? Because Blue is like, I don't know, Blue's the guy on drugs this game or what? Whoa. Did they introduce bots? Did Boobly introduce bots into this game? Oh, I forget there's even an upgrade for these things. As Zeus is recommended to take second TC upgrade straight. I think you go aggressive. Oh, Golden, you're right. What am I doing? Forgetting my fundamentals here. Yellow's got a good score. I'll be fine. A little bit strugglesome here. Need another town center. I think there's a hole on this. I'm upgrading it, Zoopy. Calm yourself. What did he ping? Oh, that. Okay. Good, he pestilence that guy, I like it. This guy, I feel bad. It was kind of like taking candy from a baby here. Did I call it pestilence again? Dang it! I'm about the only one. Well, I won there. So good. What does this upgrade give exactly? It just says pierce damage improved and hack iron damage armor improved. So plus 20% pierce, plus 13% hack. Okay. Yes. Late night noob killing. Why not?
Prostigma.
Why not? They have this gold mine here. I mean, sure. We had 2 bat gold mines, and they had 1. So we had 3. Okay, so we had better gold mines. But oh, sorry, Militelades. Yes, there was gold right here. You didn't scout it? There was gold there. 15-minute game doesn't count. No, it's 11:26. I have to go to bed. But yeah, this guy was asking about some old tournaments. Got me kind of nostalgic. There was... What's that way back? Oh yeah, way back machine. GGL had some old tournaments. I don't know if I'll be able to get it from here. Yes, there was gold there. GGL had some old Age of the Titans tournaments. Oh, yep, this is the site. Okay. They had a lot of games. It was kind of like a big deal back in the day. They had a ton of tournaments and stuff. I'm looking for the guess the quick GG. No, I have to go to bed. I don't know if people really care about this. I'm trying to get to the Titans section of this. It was like 2004 to 2005 is when they had it, and they had an 8,000 prize pool for the Titans, and then a $4,000 prize pool, I believe, back to back. And I placed high enough in the first one. I think I got like I won some money and thought I was going to be pretty awesome. Yes, this must be the second one because it's a $4,000 prize pool. Nemesis versus Chrono JJ. Yep, I beat him. The invite list. Look, I'm on the invite list. Yeah, so here's the list of the 32-person tournament. Right here, look at these old names. Amasis. I don't know who this guy is. Brims, Clarity, Crummage, Nemesis, GP, Hope, Insanity, Chavot, Negate. This guy, Negator, he came back several years ago as Avely. This guy was my tournament bane. Like, I used to think he cheated. Maybe he did, I don't know. Because I would always beat this guy outside of tournaments, and then in both GGL tournaments, he beat me. And I would beat him every time outside of the tournament. It made me so mad back in the day. Anyway, we got Skipper, Orc, Slammer, Cerebral Mania, this awesome kid here, Magic, Zwarny, Why I Set, and our backups. So this is the second one that I'm looking at here. And they had, yeah, but yeah, this is the old days. Standings. I don't remember if this was just a bracket here or what. I don't think there's going to be any other pages for this. Yeah, this is the Wayback Machine. So I'm not sure how the Wayback Machine works. Exactly. But it does. And how it works, I don't know. But yeah, somehow this all gets kind of saved. And I'm looking, this looks like this is the only one. I want to try to find the earlier one because there's more information on the first tournament. Yeah, the very original Age of Mythology tournaments were on Age of Mythology Heaven. Um, let's try April 2005. January. Let's see what we get to here. Yeah, I don't know how it works. Do you know how it works, Sigma? How this old site works? How this like is able to no, it's broken. Come on now. 2004 season playoffs. How about we click on this? Did I already click on it? Yeah, $8,000 prize pool. Because Microsoft actually donated $4,000 towards it. Oh, do I click on it? What does it do? I got more games than that on. Anyway, you have to search by. This is gonna be the bracket. Will it work or no? If you go to, I have to do it as IAM_ChronoJ. It gets a few more. I have more than that though. These are some old ones. Oh, it's not working. Dang it, I was hoping the brackets would pull up. Oh, they did. Here's the brackets. Okay, here I am losing to Negator. Dang it. Of course, then I would have played Skipper next round. But yeah, I came into this tournament as I had the 5th seed in this one. Lost to Negator 2-1. These games are actually on RTS Sanctuary. I won the first game on Oasis, Rob. I remember this so well because it really annoyed me. Oh man, it's just weird how things like that will just stick with you. Why does everyone do the IAM? That used to be an old thing. I remember when I first started playing on the Zone. Um, all the cool people had IAM in front of their names, and that kind of trend. I don't know. So I did it because I wanted people to think I was good. But yeah, so who ended up? I think GP ended up winning. No, Skipper. Did Skipper win this? And then where did I go in the losers bracket? Oh, so I lost in the round before the losers bracket came in. That sucked. Dean, Intel, G. See, I think GP ended up winning this. Who did he lose to? Oh, he lost to Skipper, and then he went to the loser, and he won the losers bracket. I think he won the championship here. But yeah, these are all a bunch of old games. I think there's another question in here. Yep, the TOAO clan. Modern beaters beat old school players heads up. Yeah, IB didn't take off. I never heard of that. So here's my take on that: new players versus old players. Obviously, the game has been perfected over time. And yeah, I did. Okay, so GP did win. That's what I was thinking. I thought he won, so he must have beat one in the winners bracket versus loser bracket. But this is the way I see it. So the game overall has been slowly perfected in time, and you can definitely tell when you watch recorded games and you watch these old recorded games, even of like the 2004, 2005 time period, and sometimes you'll be like, "What in the world are these players doing?" And you'll also see that like just overall the skill level wasn't as high as it was today, which I think that's the case in every single video game. Is just, I mean, you've gotten now an extra 15 years of video games, kids growing up playing video games, everybody's just better. um but here's my take on it, is that given the same circumstances, like if you throw all of the current players into the 2004 2005 era, you'd have a couple that would be top, but most wouldn't be. um because the way I see it, as the best players of 30,000, which is about what we probably had for our online community back then, would be better than the best players of 1,000 or so, was like what we have now. Just, I mean, when you think of the mathematics, the percentages, and the best 20 of 30,000 are going to have more skill, most likely, than the best of 10,000, just because your player pool is so much larger. So if you brought like the old players to today's time, gave them time to realize how the game's supposed to be played and let them play normally, um, they would be, in my opinion, the best. Why do experts from 14, 15 come back and win? Because the meta really hasn't changed much in 3 or 4 years. It's basically the same thing. The patch changes some, but really, and even that, sometimes people kind of, in the current setting, um, or the current community or whatever, kind of put too much value in like recent changes, because really the meta has changed. This has remained pretty much the same since like 2009, 2010. I mean, it's just slowly perfected. But even when you compare that, even some of the old games, like the metas are still pretty similar. It's just the execution was so bad. Like Raw v ISIS today is pretty much the same as it was in 2005. A lot of like the other stuff is still pretty much the same. It's just players just, there's some stuff that is different, and also the patches change things as well. But yeah, everybody says Magar was great. I never really watched him, but I'm sure he was really good. But my opinion is that Magic was good back in this day too. He kind of came out as an expert in late 2005, like right before AoE 3 got released and everyone left to AoE 3. But he was good then, just kind of coming on. But he was good right towards the end. Like you see, he's not in this tournament, the first GGL. I don't know if he was in the second either. I don't think he was quite good enough yet. But Magic is one of the best players. Mista and Magyar, I think, are also some of the best players. I think Mista's kind of one of those outliers where, even though he came on after the community moved on, he's still one of the kind of one of those outliers that would have been good in the olden days. But otherwise, I'd say the other best players are Intel, or GP and Skipper. I would say Skipper, GP, Magic, Mista, and then people say Magyar was great, and I'm sure he was, so we'd probably go with them. No, but Magic came on too late. Like, he started playing. I've actually got some old. You guys are gonna make me stay up. I have some old Magic actually, and some people who have been on this stream know, but Magic actually used to be in my clan with me back in the olden days. Um, and he was just terrible. He had no idea how to play. He was an Oranos noob. But he got better super fast. Like when he was in TOAO, he sucked. I mean, he was terrible. And then like a year later, he was getting to the the guy cast lure at his own island. Then like a year later, he was all of a sudden now getting in the top 20. I'm like, this is the same kid that was like completely useless. Where are some old wrecks? Oh yeah, we do have the one where nope. But we got this one. I showed this before. This is so Magic is in this game. Is Magic TX. This is circa probably early 2005, and it's just you just see some of the strangest crap. And this one. Let me close this down. Chemo equals magic or what? No, chemo's not there very good. Rabbit Rifang, he comes and goes periodically every so often. But he's been gone for a few years. Yeah, I think Magic here does like the classic 6-minute advance, I think. Or 7-minute as Oranos. Yeah, he said, just look at all this crap. And this was... Yeah, this is our modern day Magic. Look at him. Like, why does he have all these resources? Like, it's to the point you think the wreck is going out of sync. Here he is throwing down his temple at 5 minutes and 8. Yes, I did cast this before. But yeah, this is good old days. And here I am advancing at 550 for whatever reason. And then you do have, I mean, I gotta go to bed, but we'll show this other one. And then you have this map, and there's an old clip of me falling off my chair doing this. You got House Muncher here, who actually uses this lure on his island. Oh man, who actually is really weird. After I casted this, like a week later, this dude showed up on some of my streams. And I was talking to him, and I showed him this game, and he couldn't believe it, that I still had these recorded games. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff back in the day, and these are players that were like considered decent. I mean, these aren't experts, but this was like the 1750 of old, is this kind of crap. And like even Magic in that last game was probably like 1750, aging up at 6 minutes, 6:30. But yeah, it's just the game, just the overall skill level has just completely changed as people have just played more and more, and for decades. I mean, you're thinking at this point, even in 2005, the game had only been out 2 years, and RTS games had only been out like 5 years, and people just didn't understand much of how it was supposed to be done. Do I even have my normal overlay? Here we are. Whoa. Oh, link that mod. Oh, dang it. This chat, I can't even read this chat. It's so small. We'll put it on BGO. Back at the beginning. You want that mod. It's on RTS Sanctuary. It depends. Do you play on Voobly, though, or do you play the original game, or do you play on EE? Oh, here it is. I think you're probably looking for this, depending on where you play. So that's the no patch tooltips and stuff. This is the current for 4.0. Really good program. What is the next BGO match? Good question. Let me look at the Discord. So currently, Chemo and Sensei are incompetently scheduling and keep saying, let's play today, and it never shows up. So let's see. We've got, so far we've got 3 games scheduled, upcoming matches. We've got Brickhead versus Odin King, 14 GMT Saturday, Player versus Heimdall, 19 GMT Sunday, and then we've got Gold Lion versus Scotty Saturday afternoon. They'll get a specific time for that, but yeah, we've got Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday. We might have to have a. Oh, and it looks like Fox and Matreiuss are Sunday as well. Um, and then we're gonna have one match. Shelty's match will probably have to be pushed into next week because his opponent is on vacation this week. But otherwise, hopefully, we'll get all these games played, this week. But yeah, we've got Saturday and Sunday. I'll put this in the chat for you guys. How about I put the date too, huh? And then there we go. So anyway, you guys have made me stay up much later than what I wanted. You guys are jerks like always. But appreciate all you guys. Bill Great is secretly true Log. No, he's not. So he wants to remain anonymous. Bill Gregg does, but so I will not go into any details. But other than that, and what he can identify himself if he wants. How do I think the tournament's going so far? Pretty good. We had let's see, in the first. I mean, we had a ton more players sign up. Yeah, you guys are jerks. The only thing you guys have the only problem I have with you guys is you guys con me into staying out too late. That's the only problem. The first round went pretty well. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 admin wins out of 28 matches. So we had 21 of 28, which that's pretty good actually. For first round is to have 21 of 28 go. The second round had a couple more forfeits than what I thought there would be. We had a couple players that just kind of disappeared and not show up, or we had one guy that, because he lost games before the match, decided he didn't want to play at the Bill Gregg's Admire, just did $5. You guys, just nuts. Oh jeez. But yeah, one guy who decided because he lost a few games prior to the game time that he didn't want to play at game time, and then showed up like 5 hours later and wanted to play, and that was when the other guy was sleeping, and that was stupid. So the second round had a couple frustrating admin losses, but I think from this point on, we shouldn't hopefully have any admin losses and stuff. I mean, we've got past the kind of the questionables. You get the questionables out in the first round, the people that don't schedule at all, that sign up and just go away. But yeah, at this point, we should be able to get the rest of the games in. So far, we haven't had any delays, which that's great. We're anticipating a double elimination from Sucker My Nut. Oh man, I forgot about that, dude. Double elimination after this round, so that'll kind of extend the tournament a little bit. I'm hoping it'll turn out okay with that. We'll see. But yeah, I think the tournament's going pretty well. I think the rule set that Boyd and I put together with the donor works out pretty well. We were originally tossing around kind of how the summer tournament had, where no repeat gods, but we didn't really want that again because that would just been the previous tournament. So we ended up going with the preset map set, and then our kind of way to mix things up even beyond that was to introduce the 7 special maps as being in the map set, and kind of what we were hoping for would be that the preset map set would then encourage the god variety and would award the players that can play more gods but not force out players that can't. Was kind of our goal with it. Yes, players would be interested in a 2v2 tournament. Those are just harder to schedule and organize because now you have to get 4 players to show up at the same time. But yeah, so that can do. Did I miss one? Who is Bill Gregg? That's who the tournament is named after. And that is that. No, so they actually introduced a new policy at work where you can't have facial hair. So during the winter months, I'm going to grow a beard for the first time in my life because ever since I was an adult, I could not grow facial hair, depending on because of my school or my job. So this will be the first time going on 8 days, I think. And I don't know, we might end up changing it to like a goatee or something. But yeah, we've had some 2v2 tournaments that have done well, and some team tournaments like 3v3s that have done well. You always act like I discovered my crush. Well, he just he does not want to be named or identified, so we will keep it at that. But yeah, go to bed. This guy telling me what to do. But for whoever tipped, Sucker My Nut. If you don't know who Sucker My Nut was, he was a guy that pretended like he would host like $10,000 tournaments and would like post topics upon topics upon topics about it. But Bill Gregg's admirer, thank you for the $5 tips. I will tell my wife that in the morning, and she'll be so pumped. Sometimes there's a message that only shows up. Oh, you tipped it? Well, thank you, my man. Or my lady, whoever you may be, for the tip. No, True Loke would not go anonymous. It's not True Loke. Tell Bill Gregg I admire him. Okay, I will. But anyway, I gotta go to bed like I told you guys 30 minutes ago, and you conned me into this conversation. But I appreciate you guys tuning in and listen to the banter and the nostalgia and the talking about the olden days and how, of course, the olden days were better. But such is life. The old days are always better. Lack of responsibilities. I could watch my recorded games and learn from them and all of that jazz, and now I have a family. Now I just cast, and when I play, I suck. Today are the old days of tomorrow. Man, look at Jacob921 in there with the words of wisdom. Man, Google searches for Bill Gregg are through the roof. Oh man. Yeah. Hold on, I'm checking something real quick. Alrighty. Well, I better go to bed. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. That'll be probably not until Sunday night. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days from now, you'll see my next stream. Unless something gets crazy and maybe there's a tournament game tomorrow afternoon. I'm home for that. But yeah, probably. Yeah, a few nights from now. But yeah, for the 10th time, good night. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And that is all.